Thank you. Now, we further say in the affidavit, photos were equally found of the murder weapon used in the murder of SENZO MEYIWA. Now, you would recall that in the course of my cross-examination, I put to you a question that said that in your evidence, in your evidence somewhere, can't remember whether it was in evidence in chief or cross-examination, you made mention of the fact that the weapon or the firearm that was used when SENZO was killed was found in the download, or is depicted in the downloads of accused number 3's phone, not so?
So, my lord, I understood the context to be the following: that the question was referring to what I've said before court. And I said, I don't recall having said that in court. But I even said to Advocate Mnisi that perhaps you are referring to the statement, because I knew that in my statement, such assertion is contained. But where we were differing is that in court, that evidence was not, I was not made to lead that evidence, my lord.
Uma besikhuluma ke ngakho ke lokho ukuthi ke ithombe lesi ke lezi ke isibhamuke noma lesi ekusola ukuthi isona ke esabulala ke sikhona ke kulama downloads. Mina ke ngithe ukuthi la enkantolo ke lokho ngikhulumile ngakho umehluko bekuwukuthi ke kuloko noma ke ku statement noma ke affidavit, kodwa hayi ukuthi ke kwakhulunywa khona la enkantolo.
Thank you. Now, on page 83, the proceedings of the 24th of January 2024. What month is this? December, ne?
This is December, yeah.
Yes, 24/01/2024. That's. I think that was cross-examination. When you've been cross-examined by Mr. Ngomezulu, I think that was within the trial, if my memory serves me well. I'm not so sure, but that is the record of the 24th of, the date of the 24th of January 2024, page 83, where you say that page, at line number 8, thus photos were equally found of the murder weapon used in the murder of SENZO MEYIWA. That is exactly what I was referring to when I said to you that's something that you said here at court, but nonetheless it is stated there. Now, when you say photos were equally found in the downloads, photos of the murder weapon were equally found in the downloads of accused number 3's cell phone, can you please take us to that photo that depicts the firearm that accused number that the intruder had when he accosted the Kumalus, which was found in the downloads of the photos of accused in the photos of the downloads of accused number 3's phone.
Yes, my lord. So,
yes.
Yes, no. I'll take you there quickly, my lord.
Yes.
So my response, I just want to deal with this part of the proceedings, my lord. My understanding of the question of when did I say that, my understanding was that I was being referred to the evidence in chief in the main trial, because that's how I understood the question. It wasn't to say in my proceeding during the trial within trial, and I answered in that context, my lord. That's why I said perhaps in my statement. But yes, if the record says that, my lord, I don't dispute it. I have a recollection of what the record is saying.
Brigadier, we're not gonna just drive by that and speed right past what you just did. You literally just said a few seconds ago, I don't recall having said that in court. Jiggy Mnisi is ready, okay? And not that thing of let's adjourn, let me go search, and then you can't find. No, Mnisi is ready. And he says, on page 83, proceedings of the 24th of January 2024, cross-examination by Ngomezulu in the trial within the trial, you said photos were equally found of the murder weapon used in the murder of SENZO MEYIWA. That is exactly what I was referring to, that you said it here in court. Oh man, the way I laughed. only for Gininda to come through and say, wait, no. I'll take you there, but I just want to deal with your question. You never said within a trial. You said within court. So I answered you as if you were asking me about the main trial. But yes, in the trial, within the trial, yes, I did say that. I surely did. What is wrong with Gininda, guys? He denied it. And he thought Mnisi was going to not have proof. We all know Baloyi was not going to stand up and back up Mnisi and say, well, Gininda, you did say that. Okay, you did, in the trial within the trial. Has anybody noticed that ever since you guys on these YouTube streets said Advocate Baloyi is squatting, that he has refused to do any objections yesterday? Did anybody else notice that? That there were quite few and far. Actually, I can't recall an objection from Baloyi. Well, YouTube has its function. Keep applying pressure. Let's get back into it.
But going to the question, my lord, if you look at, and this is my observation, my lord, it's mine, it's my observation, that photo number 38 depicts a rifle and a pistol, my lord. Now, in my observation, my lord, this pistol matches or looks similar to the one that was found, my lord, as the firearm that discharged the bullet that was found at the crime scene, my lord.
Now, Brigadier, are you aware that what you stated here misled the magistrate? Because you are saying to the magistrate, look, sir, photos of the firearm that was used, or a photo of the firearm that was used in the killing of SENZO MEYIWA was found in the downloads of accused number 3's cell phone. You don't say to the magistrate that, in my observation, in my view, there's a photo that I saw in the downloads of accused number 3's cell phone that resembles, but you're stating this as a matter of fact. This is perjury. You misled the magistrate.
Yes, please, my lord. I think counsel it's maybe putting it in much more robust language. The witness, to distinguish between what your view is in an affidavit and what the fact is, we submit, my lord, that is putting it much stronger to say that this witness misled the magistrate. He has repeatedly said this is just a summary, and he maintains that photo 38, in his view, it's the firearm that was found in accused number 3's possession. There's nothing wrong in that. There's no basis, my lord, to submit that, as counsel puts it, that he misled the magistrate. We submit that question ought to be disallowed.
As it is the court, my lord. Look, I am referring to what this witness told the magistrate in his affidavit. I'm not citing this. The state is then suggesting that the summary must also not be factual. A person can say whatever that he wants to say in a summary, even if it is not factual. This simply constitutes perjury. Somebody lied under oath, my lord. You cannot go and tell the magistrate that photos, as a matter of fact, were found, or a photo was found that killed SENZO MEYIWA in the downloads of accused number 3's phone. What did the magistrate have to do with it? Then the magistrate says, no, there's a exceptionally strong case against this accused or against this person that I need to sign this warrant against or for. This totally misled the magistrate. That is my submission, and I'm putting it to you, Brigadier, that this information that is contained in this affidavit, which is something that was made under oath, was misleading, because there are no photos that you can point out exactly and say in Exhibit S that this firearm, it's a fact that it is a firearm that was used in the killing of SENZO MEYIWA, and it was found in the downloads of accused number 3's phone. Are you able to do that? without speculation.
We've raised our objection and we stand by it. The witness never said he's changing his position as far as that is concerned. He still maintains it's his view that this pistol that is displayed in photo 38 is the one that was found in accused number 3's possession. The only difference, as counsel puts, is that in the affidavit he stated as a fact, whereas he's now saying in his view. There's no difference between he's not really changing position.
Is that the pistol which is depicted there?
Yes, my lord.
Is there any resemblance to the pistol which this court handed over to Mr. Peters to go and examine?
In my view, my lord,
is there any resemblance?
There is, my
Or
lord.
there is none whatsoever?
No, there is. There is resemblance, my lord.
What is that, how do you describe that pistol or firearm or gun? What is it?
It's a 9mm semi-automatic pistol, my lord.
9mm, wait.
Sorry.
9mm
Semi-automatic pistol, my lord.
semi-automatic
Pistol,
pistol.
yes.
And the one which is allegedly supposed to have been used in the...
It is also a 9mm and black in color as well, my lord. 9mm pistol. I think it may have just another addition in terms of the specification, but in essence, it's a 9mm semi-automatic pistol as well, my lord.
What's photo number?
38, my lord.
38, okay.
Yes.
Yes, Mr. Mnisi.
Thank you, Brigadier.
So perhaps, my lord, if I can just, because Advocate Mnisi said certain things and I didn't say.
I yet have to answer my question. Which question are you answering now? I haven't asked my question.
No, you did.
And the court said to me, yes, Advocate Mnisi. And then I said to you, yes, Brigadier. This is an interlude to my next question, and then you are answering now. Which question are you answering?
I'm answering your previous question where you said I must
okay, you still want
refer.
to, okay.
I don't know whether you want me to leave it because you made a session about me identifying this photo
Yeah, no,
that
but
the court is.
the court
Are we
says to
moving
me,
on?
yes, it means I need to proceed.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
You want to say, sir?
My lord, yes, I wanted to say firstly, my lord, if and this is the part that I've been saying to Advocate Mnisi more than one, my lord. When you look at the statement that I've made, if you're going to pinpoint certain things and you don't look at it its entirety, there will be such assertions that are made which are not accurate, my lord. And I beg to differ with him when he said the magistrate was misled. That's not true, my lord. Look at the statement, my lord, where I'm making this assumption that is coming from me. It is so clearly stated, my lord, because when we deal with this firearm, I was specific prior to this download, my lord, where the specification of experts who dealt with the firearm, I dealt with it in the statement to say the firearm, how it was seized, and what was done by the experts. That, my lord, is factual. That's where you find the specs, because I do indicate that the firearm seized under Cleveland 96 of 2015, which is linked to accused 3, was tested, and the forensic report then confirmed that it was the same firearm that was discharged. So those are the facts, my lord. But in addition to that, as an investigating officer, I give my own view in the case, my lord, insofar as the evidence that I collected. So there is no misunderstanding in terms of what I've said, because I've never said in this sentence that it was ballistic or scientifically proven, my lord, that this firearm...
May I go and see, I'm sorry, Brigadier Gininda. Accused number 3 is raising it, and probably there's something that he wants to bring to my attention. In the meantime, Brigadier can proceed with his explanation.
All right, my lord. There is nowhere, my lord, where I said there is scientific or correlation by experts that this picture 100% correlates with the murder weapon. I'm stating what I saw, as I've been stating, my lord, insofar as other pictures and the bags of money. It's what I'm seeing. But now, if the question will arise and say, but can you say factually that this bag of money was in the same position? That I'm going to rely on what I see, my lord. So all I'm saying is that there was no misleading. It was chain of evidence that I was referring to, and where there were specifics, I was very specific, my lord, to say ballistic report give this indication. If you read this sentence, there's nowhere where I say this is a scientific findings, my lord. Furthermore, my lord, I did indicate previously that insofar as the process that I embarked on when I was doing this application, my lord, what was done, and I indicated to Mnisi that this is how things are done. This is how I did it in this matter. In preparation of, after this application, my lord, statement was signed and commissioned, the docket itself, my lord, in its entirety, because I even indicated that before it went to this court, it was first presented to the DPP, which then issued an indictment. Subsequent to that, my lord, I took the docket, not the statement, where, for example, the NPA, when they deal with it and subsequently the magistrate will be simply looking at a statement without supporting document. The entire docket was taken where the advocate, I even indicated that the advocate Stradon, who signed the warrant and subsequently then authorized by the magistrate, the docket was there. That's how it was done. So the evidence, insofar as what was contained in the docket, was not withheld. So there wouldn't be misleadings, my lord, because what I refer to is attached on the docket. In other words, the downloadings, the ballistic aspect of what the expert is saying, and all the issues that I referred to, including the confessions, everything that is contained in my statement, my lord, was presented to the court, and then I received it back when the warrants were authorized. So the entire docket. So there was no withholding of information. That's not how I dealt with this application. I'm raising this point, my lord, to indicate that there was no misleading or perjury or anything, because the evidence was presented in its entirety, the entire docket with what it contains, including the indictment and all supporting documents, confessions that we dealt with, my lord, everything that we dealt with insofar as being evidence. That is how it was taken, and then it was received back then with authorization, my lord. And most importantly, my lord, this statement, this is the last aspect. This statement that Advocate Mnisi seems to suggest that there was a perjury on it is dated 23 October 2020. The indictment, my lord, to arraign this accused, and that goes for accused number 3, is dated 21 October 2020. So the DPP, the NPA, already made a decision that these accused must be indicted. Hence, I've said, my lord, when I made this application, it was just a process of bringing them to court. So there was already a decision, my lord, taken, covering all this aspect that I spoke about, my lord. Yes, my lord, that's the aspect I wanted to touch base on.
Thank you, Brigadier. It does not end up there. On the 20th of November 2020.
Okay, where are we in what paragraph now are we at, my lord?
I absolutely blame Judge Rata that we had to endure that 10-minute blabberization by the Brigadier, because he's just been scared because Mnisi said perjury, and Mnisi did not mince his words. You misled the magistrate. And he's right, because a photo, dear Judge Rata, does not depict exact. Because then we need an expert to frame the photo and say this photo is this weapon, and I believe that photo has a rifle and the 9mm. Okay, so how are we determining that? Oh, no, it's not that one, it is this one. Never mind all that. Brigadier Gininda goes into his long gibberish. Mnisi walks away and says, I gotta go talk to accused number 3. Whatever. We all know I'm going to be back and you're still going to be talking. Guess what? He goes talk to accused number 3 for a lengthy period of time. He comes back. Brigadier Gininda is still talking. The judge at this point, he also looks like he's second guessing himself. What did I just do? Why did I allow this man to talk? Because it's a wow. He goes on and on and on. Mnisi comes back and he just continues. Doesn't acknowledge the Brigadier, moves on. And there is nothing worse than a person who loves to hear their voice likes than the fact that, listen, I said all that and you're not going to respond? You're not going to say anything back? That's why Gininda, you can hear his tone drop, wait, what? Where are we? Oh, okay, we've moved on. We're just going to move on. I've said a lot of things. I need an apology, Mnisi. Not from Mnisi, and I stand with Mnisi. That was brilliant. Loved every second of it. Let's continue on.
Another statement, 8227.
Okay, I'll have to get to it then. 8227.
And commissioned on the 20th of November 2020 by Detective Sergeant BB.
Yes, my lord.
Thank you.
I've got it.
It has not enough there. Again, on the, as I'm saying, on the 20th of November 2020. You're also saying photos were equally, okay, on page 6 of 10. 6 of 10, as you were trying to explain on paragraph 3.3, which is written in bold letters, Mtobisi Prince Mnuwe, nicknamed Carlos. On the very last paragraph, you are saying photos were equally found of the murder weapon that was used in the murder of SENZO MEYIWA. Now, photos which were downloaded from accused number 3's phone. A photo containing the exact bag of money similar to the one found in Miss Kelly Kumalo's phone was also found. There is also another selfie that was taken by the phone of this accused, which shows him having a gold tooth. This gold tooth was one of the things that was noted by the witnesses. It's imperative to mention that this accused currently does not have the gold teeth, as well as the dreadlocks, but evidence shows that he had both in 2014, October the 26th. Now, insofar as you saying that there were photos which were found on the murder weapon that was used in the murder of SENZO MEYIWA, which photos were found from the downloads that were extracted from accused number 3's phone. That's a lie. This is yet another lie in a different statement.
But we've already dealt with that aspect in the previous statement, Exhibit ZZ. We raised in the same objection again. And I think it's discourteous to a witness. I'm not even going to repeat the words that Advocate Mnisi used, but we think it's discourteous to put that to a witness.
As it pleases the court, my lord, I might have used the word lie instead of using the word misleading, but the consequences are the same. Whether I say drinking water, whether I say aqua, those who know what aqua is, they just mean the same thing. Whether I say a black person, whether I say African, those who know, they know that they mean the very same thing. The consequences are the same. But the gist of what I'm saying here is the magistrate was misled into believing that. Actually, I'm not talking about the magistrate. The affidavit says that there were photos of the murder weapon that were found in accused number 3's downloads, or on the phone of accused number 3's downloads. Now, where are those photos? Brigadier says, no, it is my view. There is nowhere where it is stated in his statement says that this is my view. It says this is stated as a matter of fact. This was just to demonstrate, said that there was consistency in the act of misleading in your affidavit, and for what purpose is yet to be seen.
My lord, I don't know how many times must I deal with the same aspect, because it seems Advocate Mnisi wants to interpret the statement that is posed in the way that suits him. I've indicated, and this is supported by the exercise we've dealt with this morning. I've shown photos of the gold teeth incision, and this is why I caution Advocate Mnisi that you need to take this exercise in its totality. I was making a statement for a certain purpose, covering the evidence in totality. And this assertion that is going to, it's the same thing that I tried to caution him earlier on, my lord, to say you can't look at one picture and expect to find this. You need to look at the exercise that we did in totality. And if you do that, my lord, you'll realize that what I've mentioned here is contained in those pictures, even though they are different numbers and taken at a different time. Now, insofar as the firearm is concerned, my lord, there's no misleading and there's no lie, as Advocate Mnisi puts it and I said it with greatest respect, disrespectfully and so much aggressive. Because how do you mislead, my lord, when there's already a forensic report that says this firearm that was seized under Cleveland 96 of 2015 links the firearm that discharged the bullet that was found at the crime scene. This is scientific forensic fact. It was there before I made the statement. Now investigation, putting that forensic finding, my lord, investigation on my side leads me to identify accused 3 as the first intruder that was in the house, and subsequently investigation implicates him being in possession of the firearm that was seized and linked to this offense. Subsequent to that, my lord, downloadings that are coming from the cell phone that was seized from accused 3 together with this firearm on the very same day. Firearms are found. The firearm is found that I refer to, but in that, my lord, I refer to photos in plural form to simplify it with the S of all these things that I indicate. So Advocate Mnisi now conveniently select a particular narrative that he wants to put to say is misleading, and that is incorrect, my lord. I went through this exercise, and even when he said to me, this is not what he asked me to do, I indicated, my lord, over and over again, that is to show that the photos that I refer to in my statement were covered in this total picture. So you need to look at the totality of the picture. One isolation to say, when you say photos, you are now giving an inference of saying, I want 10 photos of the firearm. You ignore that in this presentation, I'm talking about gold tooth, I'm talking about red locks, I'm talking about the firearm, and you have this, my lord. It is in this exhibit S, I think, where these things are actually captured. So I don't know how best can I explain now to give an insinuation or a suggestion that someone was misled. It's incorrect, my lord. And that is why I'm saying you need to flow this thing, you need to take it in its correlation of events. First, the presentation is done to the DPP, which is in possession of the entire docket. There's no misleading there. They are able to go into the docket, and that is why, despite what I was praying for when we dealt with Kelly, my lord, they took a certain position and we dealt with it. The evidence is before them. Subsequent to that, we take the matter to the courts. The evidence is before them, supported. That is how it was done. How is then, my lord, anyone misled when all the evidence that I'm referring to is in the docket? Nowhere did I say there's scientific support of this. I'm referring to my statement. It's a statement that was signed by me to say this matter open because I see similarities, my lord. How I see similarities, as a police officer, I was trained in the usage of firearm. As much as I'm not an expert, but I'm able to identify that this is a rifle, this is a 9mm, this is a pistol. You are able to see those similarities. So the identification is based on me, and I never attributed that, my lord, to anyone insofar as this statement is concerned.
Thank you, Brigadier. Now, I heard you saying in your testimony, again, I can't remember whether it was in cross-examination or in your evidence in chief, but it was in this session, not in a trial within a trial. It was in this session where you made mention of the fact that you were not aware about the testimony of Mrs. Pinky Vitilinga, not so?
My lord, what I've said is
Yes.
that I was not in court. That's how I recall the events. That I'm aware that she testified, but all I said is that the actual words that she used when she was in court, because I was not in court, my lord. That's what I've said.
Thank you, Brigadier. Actually, you said, you said, I'm just paraphrasing you. You said you were not aware of the cell phone records of accused number, of the cell phone records of accused number 3, not so?
No, so let's put it in the right context, my lord. I've
Yes.
said, prior to Miss Vettelingham coming to testify,
Yes.
I was not aware of the cell phone records that covers the period of 26 October 2014.
Yes.
We had cell phone records that I think were starting in November going upwards, and I said when she was in this court, that's when I became aware of those cell phones, which were then subsequently made available to us, my lord.
So the first time you got to be aware that there are cell phone records which cover the period also of the 26th of October 2014 as they relate to accused number 3. It was when Mrs. Mrs. Vitlingham was testifying in court.
My lord, when I said when she was testifying, so how it works, an advocate Mnisi knows. There will be a consultation with the state advocate, and then obviously then the witness will testify. So I'm saying it was around that period, prior to her coming to give evidence in court. I was not aware. So I was aware around that time when they were consulting with state advocate, that it was then somehow brought to my attention that there is new cell phone records that relates to the specific date of the incident, because we didn't have, my lord. That is why if you look at the request I gave to Kenneth Stein, nowhere does he cover the period of the 26th of October in his analysis 2014, my lord.
Let me ease your mind.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how Mnisi dropped grenades throughout yesterday, okay? His final day of cross-examination. It's like he said, I want to drop every single grenade I have from the air, and the Gininda's going to catch this one, this one, this one. If he misses any, they're landing in the ground and an explosion is happening. It was fire. And Brigadier Gininda said, I'm not going down, ever. Okay, I'm fighting for my life. I'm fighting for my freedom. How dare you talk about perjury and Gininda in the same sentence? How dare you talk about misleading and Gininda in the same sentence? My name is Brigadier Gininda, and I would never do that, my lord. I brought all the facts. And long, lengthy explanation. You already know how that went down. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Absolutely needed us to listen to this before Umalo Uzwide Uztulele takes the stand. Will he be able to take the heat? I can't wait to hear from you, your predictions. Should I share my predictions? I'll share my predictions in the next video, okay? I'll do a separate video. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks for your support. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. We're closing out Mnisi Mnisi cross-examination. That was epic. Brilliance. Black excellence. I don't know what else to say. But that man, I would say he's stubborn, but in a good way. I don't want to use stubborn because that's a negative word. I want to say Mnisi stands his ground, and he stands firm. And no wonder he is Mnisi Wemvula.